It's really the strongest and almost the only piece of evidence directly linking Dassey to the offenses.
He's accused of brutally murdering Teresa Halbach. Now Brendan Dassey's attorney wants his confession thrown out. It's our top story on Action 2 News at 6.
This is Action 2 News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Police say Brendan Dassey confessed that he helped his uncle Stephen Avery torture and kill the 25-year-old woman.
Now Dassey's attorney says he will challenge the confession in hopes of keeping it out of court. Isabel Kelly has more.
Because it's the most strongest piece of evidence against Brendan, I think any defense attorney worth their salt is going to look and see if there's some means of keeping it out of evidence.
Len Kaczynski says his 16-year-old client has a clean background with no prior experience with the law. He says he wants the judge to reevaluate if Dassey's confession is admissible.
Courts look at statements given by somebody without experience in the criminal justice system and someone who's a juvenile much more carefully than they look at statements the sort of influences that somebody much older like Steve Avery would give.
Kaczynski also says he feels investigators persuaded Dassey to give a detailed statement.
There were some techniques used here that are pretty standard and quite legitimate in terms of making a suspect feel that the police know everything and the suspect should tell him something because the police already know it.
According to Kaczynski, if the judge decides to strike out Dassey's confession, it could jeopardize the prosecution's case. He says he plans on filing the motion by next month. Reporting in Appleton, Isabel Kelly, Action 2 News.
Stephen Avery could return to court for another preliminary hearing again on additional charges in the murder of Teresa Halbach. His attorney, Dean Strang, wants the 3 latest charges either dismissed or for the state to prove its case in another preliminary hearing. Charges of false imprisonment, kidnapping, and first-degree sexual assault were filed by the state earlier this month. That was after his nephew, Brendan Dassey, confessed to taking part in the rape and murder of Halbach. Avery is currently charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilation of a corpse, and being a felon in possession of a firearm. A judge will consider the request April 13th. A new judge has been assigned to hear the wrongful death suit against Avery. Manitowoc County Judge Patrick Willis recused himself because he's already hearing the criminal case. Judge Daryl Dietz will now hear the civil suit filed by the family of Teresa Halbach.
We know more details about the DUI arrest of Earl Vandenheuvel. Vandenheuvel is a Brown County supervisor and Green Bay City councilman. He was arrested yesterday near Wabi Lane and Highway 41 for driving under the influence. Ashwaubenon police say Vandenheuvel ran into a traffic light several times trying to turn onto Wabi Lane and refused to perform sobriety tests or consent to a blood test. This is Vandenheuvel's second DUI offense. And this arrest comes just a week before spring elections when Vandenheuvel is trying to keep his seat on the Brown County Board. Jason Allen talked to Vandenheuvel's opponent about how the arrest affects this race.
The news about Vandenheuvel's arrest took a while to make it to his opponent, Adam Warpinski, because he was still in class last night at UW Green Bay, where he's finishing up his senior year of college.
I really didn't have a reaction at first. It was just taking it all in, and I think it's hard to react this early.
Warpinski has campaigned hard for the last week, spreading signs around his district and convincing voters a college student is qualified to be on the county board. What he says he hasn't done is bring up Vandenheuvel's comments on a radio show supporting racism, and he says he won't bring up this latest accident and OWI arrest either.
I'm campaigning for Adam Warpinski and, talking to the voters about me and what I'm trying to do. I don't talk about the opponent at all.
Vandenheuvel told us last month that keeping his county board seat would be no problem because his opponent was just a college student. We tried to reach him for this story to hear what he thinks now, but he didn't return our phone calls. And even Warpinski won't say if he thinks the arrest has changed his chances in the race.
It's just interesting, something to keep my eye on, but, like I said, we only got a week left until the election, so I got to dedicate myself to proving I'm the best candidate for the election. And
reporting in Green Bay, Jason Allen, Action 2 News.
And time now to check in on the weather. For that, here's George live in Storm Center 2. George.
Just a beauty of a day today. Lots of sunshine. Take a look at the state of Wisconsin, specifically northeast Wisconsin. Clear skies across the entire area at the present time, and we should remain that way for the course through the course of the evening hours and overnight for that matter as well. Temperatures right now are in the lower to mid-range 40s near Lake Michigan, with some upper 40s and lower 50s through the inland areas in the Fox cities and even across in the western part of the state as well. And our first forecast will take us into the lower range of the 40s early this evening into the 30s toward midnight. Skies remaining fair. We could have some areas of fog, and we're going to come back and tell you about some warmer weather on the way, and that's in tonight's weather. Stay tuned.
Thank you, George. The search for two missing Milwaukee boys is focusing now on a park about a mile from where the two were last seen. Quadravian Henning and Purvis Virginia Parker disappeared 2 Sundays ago after they were going to play basketball. Action 2 News reporter Emily Matesic has more on today's search.
Authorities searched Clutch Park in Glendale today by foot and from the air for any sign of 12-year-old Quadravian Henning and 11-year-old Purvis Virginia Parker. Dive teams were also in the area searching the Milwaukee River for the two boys. Today's search is just the latest in what is now a criminal investigation.
We received information during our canvass when the task force officers were out in the neighborhood. We were talking with people, our conversations with many, many different people that gave us information that led us to the conclusion that this is now a criminal investigation.
As police continue to search for the two, the families of the boys continue to wait. While Quadravian's father says the boys aren't familiar with the Clutch Park area, he's glad that police are following any and all leads that come in.
And I'm allowing the police department to do the exact thing that they get paid to do, and that's to help to find the children at any cost, at any means. This is just another process today that I know that they're working, so I'm fine with that.
And it's work police say they'll continue to do until the boys are found.
We are going to keep the search up at this magnitude as long as we feel that we have something to accomplish. And today I'm telling you, we still feel that we have something to accomplish.
Emily Matesic, Action 2 News.
Green Bay police are not releasing many details about a house raided for drugs this morning. Police raided the upper and lower apartments of this house on the 1400 block of Elm Street on the city's east side. It happened about 6:30 in the morning. Officers say they were looking for marijuana and cocaine. They removed items from the house but are not saying exactly what they found. The case will now be referred to the district attorney for possible charges. Green Bay firefighters worked quickly today to keep a grass fire from what could have been a much bigger blaze.
The recycling facility is a huge fire load, and if it would have got through all those recycled products, it could have been much worse.
That grass fire was reported at about 1:30 on Prairie Avenue near the Recycle Fiber Center that's on the city's northwest side. Crews were able to surround the fire and put it out. A cause is still being investigated.
Police have determined that an item found by a dog yesterday is not a human hand. It's actually a lion's paw. Investigators say the paw belongs to a local taxidermist on Reed Street. A family member hung it on the fence to dry out, and that's where the dog apparently found it.
An incident last Friday in Menasha is driving a move to create a computer database registry for Alzheimer's patients. 83-year-old Eugene Huseman quietly drove off from his home at 4 a.m. Family members told police they thought he might be headed to visit relatives in Iowa. They were stunned to find out 16 hours later, Huseman was found in a confused state in Eau Claire. Menasha police officer Jeff Jorgensen has been working to create such a registry for those kind of situations. Jorgensen and Huseman's family believe a registry, which would have included a picture, would have gotten the word out about him missing much faster.
If the police could have got him on Highway 41 before he ever got to Oshkosh, we could have had him back within an hour.
Officer Jorgensen hopes the registry will ultimately lead to activating the Amber Alert system anytime a person with Alzheimer's turns up missing.
Hundreds of De Pere middle schoolers gave Good Samaritan Doug Dvorak more than just a show of support this afternoon. As Jeff Alexander reports, the students served up a big check to help him on his road to recovery.
Inspired by Doug Dvorak's story of risking his own life to help someone in trouble, students at De Pere Middle School spent the last month raising money for him and his family.
He was trying to do something good, and we decided that if we're going to do something, we got to do something for him.
This afternoon, the school presented the Dvoraks with a check for $1,600. They sold ice cream sundaes to raise the money.
Doug has always felt so good after he helps somebody, and I think it's kind of good to be on the receiving end of that, and I hope these kids feel as good as Doug always feels.
The students' generosity comes as Doug tries to get his life back to normal. He spent 3 months in the hospital with a serious brain injury and multiple broken bones after being hit by a car trying to help a motorist involved in an accident. Doug went home earlier this month, still having to learn how to walk and talk all over again.
I think it's amazing that he just got hit by a car not so long ago, and now he's out of the hospital with his family.
The fact that they put this kind of thought into it is just really moving for us, and something we'll talk about for a long time.
Students say their fundraiser is a lesson in giving they will never forget. Jeff Alexander, Action 2 News, De Pere.
Very valuable lesson at that. Maintenance work on some power lines near Sturgeon Bay will cut power to hundreds. We'll let you know just where that work is being done.
The community finished raising its share of the money for a new pool in Green Bay. Now it's the city's turn to get its share of the funds.
And Green Bay police want to target small crimes threatening some neighborhoods. The city council considers this crime sweep initiative tonight. Emily Matesic will have the results tonight at 10.
Fair skies and weather net temperatures right now across northeast Wisconsin. It is now 50 degrees in Pulaski, 41 in Fish Creek, more 40s and 50s throughout the region, 47 in Freedom, and it is now 52 in Waupun. We'll welcome New Holstein with 45 degrees right now, and there are milder temperatures just ahead in your Storm Center 2 forecast.
Action 2 News brought to you by American, the low price and so much more.
Pizza Hut's National Pizza Sale. Buy any medium or large pizza at regular price and get up to 5 medium pizzas for just $5 each. A sale so good you've got to go for more.
Hope the kids are hungry.
You only get this kind of sale when you gather around the good stuff.
American is giving away free furniture. Up to $1,000 of the furniture you want, your choice, free. It's easy. Take a furniture or mattress purchase of $600, get another $200 free. Buy $1,000 of furniture at American, get another $300 free. Spend $1,500, get $400 free. Take a $2,000 purchase on furniture or mattresses, get another $500 free. Spend $3,000, get $1,000 free. The more furniture you buy, the more you get for free at American.
Logic says that the Buick LaCrosse, with the more fuel-efficient V6 that offers an estimated 30 miles per gallon on the highway, a longer 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty, and a 5-star frontal crash safety rating, should cost more than the Toyota Camry. But it doesn't. Defies logic, doesn't it? The 06 LaCrosse CX is under $22,000. Or, through April 4th only, the Buick NCAA March Madness event offers bonus cash on select LaCrosse models in inventory.
Avid Goodwill shoppers spend years honing the skills they need to find the choicest merchandise. Note the hair worn up. Maximizes peripheral vision. No jacket. Cuts dressing room time. Reduces aerodynamic drag. Stockpiling. The hallmark of a truly competitive shopper. To shop at Goodwill, you need a cart. To compete, you need a strategy.
Goodwill. Good clothes, good prices, good cars.
Got a mind to grow? You gotta go. The Wisconsin Public Service Farm Show.
Pizza Hut is turning pizza night around with our early week specials. Get a medium 1-topping pan pizza every Monday, a medium 1-topping hand-tossed every Tuesday, and a medium 1-topping thin crust every Wednesday. Each for $6.99 only at Pizza Hut. Gather round the good stuff.
From Action 2 News, Bill Joyce, Kemi Rapson, Weather with George Graffis, and Sports with Chris Wall. This is Action 2 News at 6. Coverage you can count on.
Test results are back on the suspicious substance that caused the Brown County Courthouse into lockdown last week. The Brown County Sheriff's Department says the substance was not biological. The courthouse was in a lockdown mode for 2 hours after an envelope opened in the clerk of court's office revealed a white powder. Experts on the scene last Thursday determined the white powder was not hazardous. State Supreme Court Justice John Wilcox says he's ready to step down. Wilcox says he'll retire from the bench when his term ends in August of 2007. In a statement, the justice says he's making the decision now to clear the way for potential candidates. The 69-year-old Wilcox has sat on the Wisconsin High Court for 15 years. Previously was a circuit court judge in Waushara County before that.
The community has reached its goal, raising money to build a new pool on Green Bay's west side. Friends of Fisk Pool have now successfully raised $500,000 for the new Resch Aquatic Center, and right on time. Tonight, the City Council considers borrowing the remaining $2.5 million for the $3 million project total. The new pool would replace the old Fisk Pool, which was closed in 2003. A planned power outage is scheduled to take place tomorrow in Door County, so be aware about 300 residents south of Sturgeon Bay will be without power tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. The affected area is in red in the map. That borders Sand Bay Road starting on the north side, going around to Shiloh Road, Taggy Road, and Stone Road on the west side.
Rain on Pinpoint Digital Doppler. Temperatures right now are in the 40s and even a few 50s out there. Some rain is expected in the form of showers and thunderstorms, though, and they're in the forecast, and that's just ahead when Action 2 News continues.
I think it goes way back.
Arthur Gussman, Grandpa Gussman, started in 1929, and when you do it for that long and have family involved, integrity and customer service are not just words you put in an ad. Anybody can sell you a car. You know, we can talk about all the sales points that everybody else talks about, selection, value, but what happens after the sale? That makes a difference.
We all have bills to pay. Every month we deal with them. But when you've been injured and can't work, those bills can become overwhelming. Second notices, third notices, telephone calls. Your world is reduced to this. Herling Clark Law Firm can help. When you've been injured, Herling Clark is there for you. When you've been injured, you should never be alone. Herling Clark Law Firm, when your future is at stake.
Are you confused about the new Medicare Part D program? Join the club. Once again, Washington politicians have messed things up. They've taken a simple act of swallowing a pill and made it more expensive and more confusing for the very people who can't afford it, our parents and grandparents. My name is Dr. Steve Kagan, and I approve this message. To fix this Medicare mess, we need a doctor in the house. But until I get there, visit me online at KaganForCongress.com.
Busy families are always looking for a little help. One that helps make it safer for your kids, is great at keeping things organized, and is a versatile multitasker. But if all that's not enough, check out our stellar references, like a Consumer Guide Best Buy Award, Dodge Grand Caravan. A little help goes a long way. Get 0% financing for 60 months, or qualified returning Daimler Chrysler lessees can lease a Grand Caravan SXT for $199 a month.
The best buys of your lifetime won't last long at Furnishings Unlimited on College Avenue, where we're completely liquidating our warehouse and have taken additional markdown. Shop now while there's still a wide selection of quality furniture.
Coming up on Action 2 News at 10.
Sweeping crime off neighborhood streets. The Green Bay City Council is expected to vote tonight on an initiative aimed at doing just that. Action 2 News reporter Emily Matesic has the latest.
Coverage you can count on. Storm Center 2 in partnership with SOCOM. We track storms with Pinpoint Digital Doppler and Snow Tracker.
We'll continue clear skies tonight. A bit of fog, also a possibility. And the temperatures tomorrow will be a good 10 degrees above normal. Not bad. Into the mid-range of the 50s. Plenty of sunshine. Maybe a few more clouds mixing in during the course of the afternoon hours. A bit stormy, but still above normal as we head into Thursday and Friday. Meanwhile, on Pinpoint Predictor, we'll show you the sky conditions here early in the morning at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. Again, fair skies. It should remain that way through the course of the morning and into the early afternoon hours. There you are at midday. Then during the afternoon, we may mix in just a few clouds. Notice the thicker clouds out to our west. That's at 6 o'clock, and those will continue to push into eastern Wisconsin. That'll be Wednesday night into Thursday, into Friday. And underneath that cloud cover, the next chance of wet weather moves into parts of Iowa, Minnesota, maybe far northwest Wisconsin by early on Thursday. It looks now like it'll be later Thursday and into Friday before we see our best chance of some moisture in eastern Wisconsin. These are the high temperatures tomorrow, mid-range 50s rather, I want to say 60s, and probably not quite the lower 50s along the immediate lakeshore. More than likely mid-40s will be the high temperatures there. Now, the middle part of the week here, Thursday, Friday, will also be in that risk area for some severe weather, but it's a low risk, and that is for some thunderstorms that may bring some hail or some gusty winds, but we'll have to monitor that very closely and, of course, let you know as we get closer to that point in time. Best chance for those storms would be Thursday night and into early on Friday, and this is how it all works out. Now, today we've got this system in the western states that will move eastward and reform here in the central plain states on Thursday and Friday. We're going to inject into this system mild, humid, moist air from the south, dry, and also cooler air. And when it all comes together in the nation's midsection, things are likely to go boom in a big way, and that's where the action will be Thursday into Friday. The jet stream cutting a track across here will give a lot of lift to the air, and that'll help intensify the storm conditions throughout this part of the U.S. That'll be from Texas all the way up into Iowa, Illinois, maybe the southwestern part of Wisconsin as it looks right now. And that's, again, something that we may have to adjust once the storm develops into the nation's midsection, starts to move and things come together. So we'll keep you posted on that front for sure. Meanwhile, it's quiet with fair skies across Wisconsin. All the action is in the south and western United States, and the nearest risk of severe weather tonight is way out there in West Texas, and it's not anywhere near Wisconsin at the moment. There you see Pembine at 49 degrees, and also in Oconto at 49, Oshkosh also at 49 degrees. Officially, it is at 50. And we've got some fairly light winds and just a beautiful evening across the area. We'll continue the clear skies throughout the evening and overnight hours. There may be some areas of fog developing here and there, or later tonight, early tomorrow morning, around 29, 30 degrees for the low temperature, and the mid-20s in the far north. Meanwhile, tomorrow will feature mainly sunny skies to begin the day, with a more partly cloudy late afternoon developing, and some mid-50s for daytime high temperatures on Wednesday. It's a little bit warmer on Thursday. We've got a chance for showers and storms, especially Thursday night into Friday. Now, Friday is an interesting day because depending upon the exact track of that storm and any possible breaks in the cloud cover, we could push those high temperatures into the 60s. But right now, we'll just still leave it above normal. And there you see the weekend with slightly cooler temperatures, but still warmer than normal for this time of the year. I want to remind you, speaking of thunderstorms, at 7 o'clock tonight, join us for Storm Trackers, a half-hour special on some of the latest equipment that we have in Storm Center 2, and we'll show you some interesting insight there. Join us online at 7:30 for an online chat. You can go to WBAY.com and just click on weather.
I believe they call it must-see TV.
There you go. Thank you, Julie.
Christina with sports.
The Rec Center readies another bid for the NCAA Hockey Committee. NASCAR cracks down on the Kenseth-Gordon feud. And here's a feud that continues to boil over. Javon Walker's message remains the same. Those stories and more when we come back.
Action 2 News brought to you by Ganrud Chevrolet, Nissan, Dodge, Chrysler, where you get one low price, plain and simple, always.
Buy a used car from Ganrud Chevrolet in March and make no payment for 1 full year. You heard right. Pay nothing at all for 12 full months on select used vehicles like Pontiac Grand Am, Chevy Malibu, Chevy Impala, and Buick Rendezvous. Isn't that what you'd expect from the #1 GM certified dealer in the Midwest? Select used models, no payment, 1 year, only at Ganrud.
A custom Oneida Casino chopper built by Orange County Choppers will be awarded during Oneida Casino's $100,000 Cash and Keys promotion, April 3rd through May 3rd. Earn 50 or more promo points daily to win cash prizes and tickets to a live appearance with OCC's Paul Sr. and Mike. Be present weekly in live Wednesday night drawings to win cash, private meet and greet tickets, and keys for a chance to start the Oneida Casino chopper. One lucky winner will drive away with a custom bike designed by OCC. Oneida Casino Cash and Keys. Play April 3rd through May 3rd.
There are thousands of people who think they're suffering long-term symptoms of a cold or allergy. Most don't realize they're facing the more serious problem of sinusitis. This is where we come in.
To learn more, go to Health Connections at WBAY.com or contact the professionals at Baycare Ear, Nose, and Throat.
NetNet, we connect you with the world. www.netnet.net.
Jennifer stopped questioning things a long time ago. But what she doesn't realize is that with the new Subway Bistro Steak Sandwich, anyone can get a little confused. The new Subway Fresh Toasted Bistro Steak is more than a sandwich. It's like a steak dinner. Tender pieces of seasoned steak with grilled onions and peppers topped with our roasted garlic peppercorn sauce and bubbly cheese.
At Ford, we believe that you should get more. More thrills with the Ford Focus. It's got driving fun written all over it. So hug those curves without a care in the world. Buy or lease the fuel-efficient Ford Focus, and for a limited time, we'll match your down payment up to $1,000. That means you can get up to $4,000 towards your down payment or choose 0% financing. Built for Packerland, built for the road ahead.
How you doing, everybody? Javon Walker is back in the headlines tonight. This time his family is doing his bidding as the efforts to extricate the receiver from Green Bay continue. 3 weeks ago, Walker told ESPN.com that he was so angry with the Packers and Brett Favre that he would never wear a Packers uniform again. Now his stepdad is backing up those comments. Today, Charles Goldsmith had this to say to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, quote, "I wish this could have worked out better, but he's not coming back. He has so much animosity regarding Green Bay, it's ridiculous." end quote. Ted Thompson has denied Walker's agent permission to shop the receiver in a trade, but acknowledges teams have inquired about Walker. The Rocky Mountain News reporting today the Broncos have an interest and they have ammunition. Denver has 2 number-1 picks, 15 and 22, along with 2 fourth-round picks that they could shop in a deal. The paper says Denver has made informal inquiries about Walker, including talking with his former head coach here, Mike Sherman. The Badger hockey team can expect the same partisan crowd at the Frozen Four in Milwaukee next week that they enjoyed last weekend at the Rush Center. And Rush Center officials told me today they're planning on submitting host bids for the Midwest Regional again in 2010 or 2011. Everything is booked until then. As far as the Badgers are concerned, Green Bay and the Rush are a perfect host site.
With the energy seemed a little bit like the Coliseum, and a very intimate. The seat sites were a little better, but very much the same type of intimate setting as the Coliseum. The only comment I would have had leading it would have been the ice, but I thought today was great. Everything else from the reception to the way we were treated was terrific, as I said earlier.
The UW-Oshkosh baseball team kicks off WIAC play this weekend at Tiedemann Field. The Titans picked to finish 3rd in the conference, and that may have something to do with their youth movement. Oshkosh has played as many as 7 freshmen already in the lineup this season. A 6-4 road trip to start the year, so patience will be key with a young team.
If you can blend that youth with those older guys and learn all the things they got to learn to be successful here, if you look up on the wall, they understand what it's all about. So, and that's why they came to Oshkosh.
Coming up tonight at 10, John Gillespie will have more on these new look Titans. NASCAR has fined Jeff Gordon $10,000 and placed him on probation until the end of August for that shove of Matt Kenseth after Sunday's race at Bristol. Kenseth was trying to apologize for bumping Gordon from 2nd place to 21st on the final lap Sunday, but Gordon wasn't ready to listen. Kenseth later said it probably wasn't the best time to approach Gordon, who of course agreed. It's the first time Jeff Gordon has been fined for his conduct in 14 years of Cup racing. And we'll be right back.
Action 2 News brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards.
Menards is the place where you'll always save big money on quality products for your home. Give wood trim, floors, and furniture lasting protection with Minwax polyurethane. On sale, $17.77 a gallon. Make organizing your basement or garage easy with products from John Sterling. Right now, all brackets, uprights, and shelving are 20% off. Service, quality, selection. Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
At Brennan Buick, we don't care about selling you a car. We care about selling you your next 3 cars, maybe your next 5 or 10 cars. Lifelong relationships are how we do business. Right now, during Buick's March Madness, get big cashback savings on select models. A great selection of GM-certified used vehicles, all of the new Buicks, and the same old Brennan. The way we've been treating customers like family for over 50 years. Brennan Buick on Riverside Drive, Green Bay.
Congratulations, Mr. Lee. It's a boy.
Honey.
Everything you've got, Mr. Lee. No! You did this to me!
Every bite's a dream. The new lineup of Dream Pie Blizzard treats at Dairy Queen with real pie pieces.
In Washington today, the special interests are out of control. Through lobbyists and campaign money, they buy the power to shape our laws. And that's one big reason Congress fails to deal with runaway drug costs and record gas prices. Well, here's what I've taken from special interests and lobbyists. 0. Not one contribution, not one trip, not one dime. I'm Herb Cole, and I approve this message to renew a promise I made you long ago, to be nobody's senator but yours.
Nothing is more powerful than the truth, and the truth is more Americans choose Chevy than any other brand.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Malibu LS is over $2,800 less than Toyota Camry standard model. Now, get a 2006 Chevy Malibu LS starting at $16,990. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your Chevy Super dealer. Men's wardrobes in Action 2 News courtesy of Bill Paul Limited, downtown Neenah, Madison, and menswear outlet downtown Appleton. Women's wardrobes courtesy of Wilkins and Olander, Door County's quality clothier, Sturgeon Bay, Fish Creek.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget the weather special coming your way tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Good night.